Let's do Rodney.
Dude, how am I supposed to follow up Aquaman? Jesus.
Yeah, you're fucked now, dude.
I know. Okay, so first of all, big fan of your work.
Thank you.
Just initiated a divorce. It was my idea. Um, and we were together for a few years. Awesome chick, very sweet, giver, good relationship with her parents, no issues there, no craziness. I just wasn't feeling the passion, I could say, during the relationship. And I'm 31 right now, and I never really had a huge issue dating, especially in my later 20s when I went through all your work, Coach Corey Wayne, a bunch of different people, Rollo Tomasi in the Sphere. I never really had a problem dating. I really mastered that. But the biggest insecurity in my life, I would say, was just my passion and income and those sorts of things. So that was always like an issue in my life that I always had trouble addressing. And so, when she came along, on paper, I mean, she's good looking. She has a lot going for her. And she wasn't crazy. So, we dated for a while. We broke up a few times because of the fact that I was kind of not feeling it. I didn't feel the desire. We got married, which was a mistake. Now we're getting divorced. I'm in an Airbnb while she moves out of my apartment. But so my question is, the last 6 months have been absolutely insane. I started a YouTube channel. Hopefully people don't notice this because it's in cryptocurrency and it's kind of crazy on Twitter and whatnot. But
Yeah, I'm just going to say this, guys. If you're on my channel, assume that people will see
fine.
it, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you guys want a private conversation, I do private consults, but they're paid. I mean, like, the deal here is, you help me create content by hopping on my show, and I answer your questions.
100%.
Anyway, so you have a YouTube channel, things are going good, and then your question again, sorry?
My question is, now that I'm doing well when it comes to financially, now that I'm more financially stable, how would you go about navigating the world, safeguarding your money, and what have you done since you've been, you ran a bunch of businesses, you make a lot of money. How do you kind of navigate the dating world, navigate life right now as a person who makes a good amount of money for what he does?
Yeah, well, I don't date or spin plates. I got a girlfriend. I've been dealing with her for a few years now. She's a good chick, right? She complements my life. Doesn't complicate it. I don't have to deal with picking up cat vomit. Nobody tells me when and where I can fucking go anywhere. But I mean, a lot of that is like, you can attest to not inviting crazy in your life, right? I don't deal with any red flags. I don't tolerate nonsense. Like, very, very compliant. I don't live with her. We live in separate residences. So I mean, like, you live in the West, obviously. Like, where do you live?
California, San Diego.
Yeah, that's a fucking hostile state, towards men. So it's like, as soon as you live with a chick or start living in a way that looks like marriage or common law, then you're inviting the state to decide what happens to that relationship if you have to split it up. So, to the point of your question, like, what do you do to protect yourself? The simplest thing is, don't live with a woman. Right. I mean, you said that you've got kids, like, you're getting divorced?
No. I don't have kids or anything like that. No.
Okay. So okay. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Do you want to have kids?
Eventually, but now that I found this passion, dude, all I want to do is work all day, to be honest.
Move out of California. There's states, like, I had a guy on at the start of January. I can't remember his name right now or what the title of the show was, but it was on an Unplugged Alpha podcast. So I mean, you can go look back about 5 months, but essentially the best states for shared parenting or for fathers, specifically, were whatever state Nashville's in. It's Tennessee, right?
Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Tennessee, Arizona, Texas, and Florida, but I think Tennessee was right at the top. So if you want to have kids and live in the United States, I would move to one of those states. Whichever one is most appealing to you, that has the best tax rate, maybe closest to family, or any one of those things matter. But to do that in California, like you're asking me a legit question, is how do I not fuck up my life now that I'm successful? And like, the first thing I would tell you is, don't live with a chick, don't live in a way that the state can view as marriage. And if you do decide to have kids, do it in a state that's not going to fuck you up, because 50% of the time you're going to get divorced, and it's not going to be nice, and it's going to cost you a lot of money, and you're going to struggle to see your own children, make decisions around them. So again, if that's part of the plan long term, Go to a state that's friendlier to men.
Got it. Okay.
Because I mean, like, you can work anywhere in the world, right? Like, why would you pay huge taxes in California?
I love the beach, but I mean, it's beautiful out here, but you know, the politics are a little and I'm in the reserve too, so I just can't up and leave. But I like the beach, man. I'm just stuck here, you know, because I just love the vibe. I don't like the people necessarily or the politics, but I feel like sometimes you got to fight the battle on the home front. But if it comes to safeguarding wealth and those sorts of things, then I can definitely consider Florida.
So I want you to pay attention to what you just said there. You said, I feel like, okay?
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of this lately over the last couple of months is that when women speak, they usually start sentences in conversations with, I feel like. Yep. Soy boys, beta males also start sentences with, I feel like. Thinkers, rational men that are unplugged, start sentences with, I think. Okay, so you're still kind of leaning into like an emotional side of yourself. It's like, I feel like this, that, and the other thing, and I'm going to complicate my life and justify why, and that's why I'm here, sort of thing, right? But once you start thinking, right, like I think, you start catching yourself using sentences like that, then you're going to be like, beaches are nice, but you know what? They have beaches in Florida, right? Yeah. And that's a friendlier state to fathers, and the tax rate's pretty good, and it's more of a red state than a stupid blue state. And I'm not going to deal with so many like left-leaning, purple hair pronoun people with I stand with whatever new country that happens to be the hot thing right now, right? Yeah. So
okay.
Again, I mean, everybody wants a quick and easy, like, wave the magic wand and solve my problem. How do I protect my assets? Well, this is one of the things that you're going to have to come to grips with is California's a bad place for men. Bottom line. I mean, I have friends there that have been through the divorce grinder. Like Aubrey Huff, MLB, baseball player, 2 World Series championships. He's stuck in California because he's divorced and he's raising his kids there. And, his ex-wife's there, right? He had a lot of money and had a very successful career, and losing half of it didn't, destroy his world. And he's been public about it. I mean, I've had him on my channel a couple of times, right? But, if you have the choice to go somewhere else, I mean, you ask guys like that and you sit them down one after the other. You talk to a dozen of them, you talk to 2 dozen, you talk to three dozen. They'll all say the same thing. Get the fuck out, Like, why would you build something on a shaky foundation that's potentially hazardous when you could do it somewhere else that's a lot less risky? Again, the theme of the show again, right? Simplify your life, right? Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is the most correct one, right? That's the easiest way to define this entire show is, what you need to do. It's like, okay, well, that means I have to pick up shit and move. Well, I'm in the reserves and I kind of have a tie in here and I like the beach. It's like, okay, don't come crying to me in 10 years when you marry some chick and she takes your kids and you don't see them.
Right up, yeah.
And like, you guys have been married for a certain period of time that the state's now saying, fuck you, you have to pay alimony for the rest of your life.
All right, awesome, man. I appreciate it.
You can kiss that crypto goodbye. Or
I know, you're fucking telling me. Yeah, DeSantis is pretty sweet, so I like DeSantis. So.
Or you can put all that shit on your ledger, hop on a plane, and fly over to Puerto Rico or Florida or wherever the fuck you want, right there. That's right, man.
Way ahead of you.
Fucking, I got your word on that.
Way ahead of you, bro.
All right, take care.
Yeah.